Good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well. Alright, let me rebuild this, then hop back in and figure out what I'm going to work on here. I think Alpha 16 is just about ready. There's going to be a lot of spell balancing. I guess we'll go into this world. Guess we will. Hey, permadeath. I was watching you. I think actually my time is like messed up. Earlier this morning for me. It was morning anyways. You had like a cat cam up, kind of playing Vintage Story. I had looked. Last time I saw you, you had a mana bar, and then this time I saw no mana bar. So I'm like, uh-oh, did you die? How you doing? How are you doing? So some of the stuff that I've been kind of fumbling together here. The biggest thing, I got a lot of got a mana bar again. Downloaded the update. Nice. It should be a lot cleaner. The spells and everything, in version 16, what I'm working on now, I've been doing a lot of rebalancing. For instance, you know, some of the, like pretty much every spell has had a buff to it. Even like something like swiftness, like the time's been extended. A lot of stuff. Hey, Chase Clipass, hello. Welcome. What I've been working on permadeath is I only have 3, I guess you could call them magic stats, magic attributes. I got one for mana regen, I have one for maximum mana, and then I have one that reduces mana cost. So I created 3 more attributes. I have one for the amount of temporal stability that's lost during like meditation. I have one for the buff duration that can modify that timer, and then I have one for an attack duration. And I created some new items to test these out. These are gonna be all this in mind is like in tier 3. I want to bring in a magical enchantment system to make like really specialized, like hard to get magic items that mages are going to want. And I have them in the form of bracers right now. So let me just pull them all off here. So the first one's the Traveler's Soul. It actually just, all it does is it increases your walk speed by 10% across the board. I wanted to do like a Journeyman's Boots from EverQuest. I thought it was pretty cool. It also, like, currently it also gives you more maximum mana. But that was my test to tie into the game's regular stats. You saw the Bag of Holding and you're hyped. Yeah, it's hard to get, but yeah, Bag of Holding is awesome. I have the Heart of Harmony, which actually, if you equip this and then you meditate, you get no temporal stability drain at all, which is really powerful. I have the Mark of Eternity, which increases the duration of all the buffs that you cast, even on other people, by 2 times. So for instance, I just cast that Swiftness 3 buff, right? And it's a 30-minute buff. But if I have this Mark of Eternity on and I cast the same spell, then there you go, it goes up to an hour. And then what you could do is you could actually just remove this and then put on another thing if you want, right? Because the effect will not go away. It's just for all your spells that you cast. And then the other one here, so I have this spell, Ether Bowl, 18 damage. If you put on the Codex of Destruction, it actually increases all damage output for all your spells by 25%. So of course 18 becomes 22.5 damage. So I'm starting to toy with these, and these attributes I can actually put on mage armor as well. It's not just special to these. So I'm trying to like broaden the horizon of like what armor kind of can give mages, you know? Could you summarize how to grind for magic spells and the required items is changing in the update? I could tell you this, Chase. Basically, this is a new mod. All of the information, when people get a hold of the new mod, all the information is actually documented here. I have an achievement-based system that you're going to be, as you go through, I'm going to give you like things to pursue. As you pursue things, it will unlock actual guides. So this probably would look familiar to you if you ever yeah, I gotta fix that still. If you ever use like Thaumcraft or anything, yeah, it's all been a labor of love. I put in a whole new achievement system, the guides. Oh, and I'll show you something else here. We're gonna fix that one thing because I found it last night, and I just haven't I haven't had time today. Today's been a really busy day, like a really busy day. I have ancient artifacts, and I just changed the ancient artifacts. So the crash with the guidebook is because the ancient artifact name, it's different. So let me just put in ancient artifacts. There's the achievement to complete. This won't take long to do. And magical traits. I gotta find where I'm doing the item rendering here. I'll show you in one moment here. Word, that's pretty dope. I'll be right back. All right. Oh crap. Where is this particular section? Guidebook. So that's the familiar system. That is also the familiar system, the familiar menu. Here we go. Okay, so here's the discovery. Unlock magic, basic wand. There's the gateways. Here we go. Insights. Magical insights. This is what I'm looking for. So this is no longer the block name. Now it's gonna have to be unstable. I gotta put the unstable in there. 2, 3, and 4. There we go. That will fix that crash. All right, let's rebuild, hop back in, and then I'll show the guidebook a little bit. So that section I was clicking on, I created a new. There are 3 ways to get maximum mana now. There's the old way of, by casting and doing things you gain experience. That's still the primary way. Secondary way is armor bonuses. I've beefed up all the armor bonuses. So the armor's feeling really, really good now. And then the third way is called meditation insight. So it's just like Thaumcraft with like the Thaumonomicon where you have to scan things. If you meditate and look at certain blocks that are tagged researchable to you, you are able to gain more maximum mana that way. And then I have these things right here, and I fixed that crash there. They're ancient spires that can randomly spawn inside of a rift. They're kind of a rare spawn. You kind of collect them all here as you meditate and gain more maximum mana. You kind of fill things up. The reward is actually a familiar, particular familiar. I forgot which one. You know what? Actually, I never assigned a familiar to it. That is forthcoming, but yeah, you get a pet when you unlock those achievements. But yeah, it's there's a lot of changes, a lot of changes. If I pull up, let me get my admin tool out. I'll show you all the icons here. Boop. No fanfare. It's done. So this is what the achievement system looks like here right now. I've made some more changes here. I added like the tier stuff. There's like the new gateway system, teleportation gateways. But as you unlock things and discover things, like a lot, you just kind of follow the trail now, and each thing unlocks its own guide. right? So when you start doing research and spell discovery, you'll be able to click things and see I actually have things linked into the guidebook as well, the survival handbook. So you can actually click on this stuff and you'll be able to get more information and kind of, you know, get, you know, again, right, there are two places, but they're both kind of complementary and sometimes a little redundant, but you know, I think overall it's a lot better. Your real familiars are the friends we made along the way. Thanks, Dank. Yep, posture check. Here, I'll hydrate again. My voice is still a little scratchy, but it's all right. If I cough a little bit, then we'll know what the score is. Oh, look at that little pup. Wouldn't it be neat to have a... I gotta stop doing that. I was gonna say, wouldn't it be neat to have a spell to, like, turn this into a pet? I have so many other things to deal with. I fixed Corpse Explosion. Fixed it. So if we, yeah. Sorry, buddy. Let me pull out Corpse Explosion here. There we go. Corpse Explosion. Oh, you could do this from really far away, too. Like, I could activate it from here because you could blow yourself up. You know, that spell, if there was anything within 7 block radius of it, they would have taken 50 points of damage. Oh, I'm so sorry, Wolfie. You did not deserve that. Smells like fox burgers. Oh man, I love that you added that, so I'm not blasted with all info at once. Yeah, I try to like trickle feed you. This stuff looks so damn cool. So excited to play when it comes out. It's gonna come out for people. It's gonna be a while. 1.20. That's the target release. And before I bring this to the mod database site, it's going to be pretty deep in 1.20. We're going to have a full release at least .4, like 1.20.4 full release. So I know that there's not going to be any bugs, and we're not going to have to do like we did at 1.19 and make new worlds, you know, from .3 to .4, because there's just so much going on. What I'm doing now, though, is this is playable. My alphas are playable. For anyone who is a like Twitch sub, anyone who is like active on the Discord, like I have my own Discord, anyone who like, you know, talks to me about like spell ideas or anything else, I have a special like tag to put people in, and then we have an alpha version going for this right now in its current glorious state. And I should be in my creative world here. The only thing that messed me up at first is not realizing the Rift Bloom system changed. I see why you did that, though. Yeah, when I mean, a big thing was I created the new elemental creatures, and, you know, to throw non-magic users a bone, I'm like, yeah, you know, unless you attack them, they won't attack you. You know, like the lore that I wrote behind it was the fact that they're drawn to like the, you know, the mana, right? The rust, the primordial mana. And when you become a mage, you become something that is suddenly getting their attention. But that also meant that, you know, you could pretty much have non-magic users do all your grocery shopping at Rifts, and no one was actually growing Rift Blooms. Or using any of the rituals to like create a rift to, you know, make your Rift Blooms grow faster. So with that change, I actually have it to where the drop rates for these for transmutation are greater, especially if you could use greater transmutation, because that has a 5x5 range. But yeah, soon, once I'm done with the alphas, I'm going to turn this into a beta. And then the beta, I'm gonna open up a server, and, you know, everyone, you know, all the supporters will be able to play in that server. Oh, and also I have supporters here. They get a couple special pets, you know, just as, again, right? It's as a thank you. Could you elaborate on the familiars and summons? Right now, you get pets. So I summon this little guy. It's a little non-combat pet. You can name them. This is like the basis of like what I would consider a like golem familiar system. And non-magic users can also get these pets. Basically, killing certain monsters or harvesting those, you know, like some of these, like the ancient markers. You know, actually breaking them and getting the loot, you have a chance, like anyone has a chance of getting one of the pets as like a rare drop. Killing certain things, like if you kill nothing but bears, eventually you'll get like one of the 4 variants for like the bear pets. Right now they're non-combat. You can have them wait for you, you can have them follow you, they kind of have their own little personalities. If you hold sneak, you can pet them. They also have health, so bears and stuff that have like the wild card where they'll just attack anything around them, they can kill your pets. And if they do that, it's going to put a debuff on you, right? You won't be able to summon another pet for 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much here. Like the effects list over here, this has been a long time coming. There's a lot, but eventually I would like to have like kind of like Thaumcraft with like the automated kind of golem system where you could give them tasks and they can complete it. Also, this is kind of like the foundation for combat pets as well. Just because being able to like follow your pet and actually have it like, you know, this is just a couple things away from you know, a couple AI tasks away from actually being able to attack things and be a combat pet. So that's kind of where it is right now. Yeah. It hurts caster too, right? Corpse explosion. Yes, it does. You can blow yourself up and you can blow up your friends if you do it wrong. So, but there's a lot of cool things you can do. I don't think a lot of people realize, like I had some people talk to me about like, oh, you know, summon corpse is kind of, you know, it's a useless spell. Why would you make that? It's like, first of all, summon corpse is nice because you can use them as bombs. So having some bodies pre-set up, depending on what you're trying to do, is a pretty good idea. Corpse swap, I'm like, you know, you could just long range projectile kill something across a ravine and swap places with it and instantly travel like up to 40 blocks changing positions. So you can use that in clever ways too. I'm like, don't let your lack of imagination make you think that it's a useless spell. Like corpse explosion, honestly, that is the hardest hitting spell in the spell repertoire right now. Definitely the hardest hitting one. So hard it may actually end up getting a little bit of a nerf, but it does not benefit from any of the elemental systems, right? So there are no weaknesses, but there are no strengths, right? Like it's just flat base damage. And this right here, the reason why I went into this world is because this is pretty much the branch, like the branches of the new mod layout. You got the primitive version here, which a big problem with the old mod was the fact that it took a while to get grimoires, right? Like you had a lot of research. I threw 4 systems in your face, each one doing different things. And then eventually, after enough grind and effort, you got your first grimoire, which was lackluster anyways. Everything got a huge buff, and to bridge that gap, I have wands. These wands are basically easy to use, primitive caveman things. They're cheap spells. It's just like an axe, right? These are just convenient tools to make you feel like a mage in the beginning. And then eventually you will get into, you know, creating your Oculus, you know, making your grimoires in there. A lot of things. But things that are coming that are not in yet are the down the light branch, there's going to be lunar magic. Down the darkness path, there's going to be soul magic. And then the spell duplication and stuff is just right up the middle. Everyone should be kind of familiar with the old spell duplication system. It has changed, but the premise is the same. But yeah. A lot of stuff. This was the old path, and then I started to make branches of like, oh, I want this to be, you know, like I wanted to branch out at a certain point. Yeah, so it went kind of from this to all of this. So yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I read the transmute thing after I used my knife at facepalm. Yeah, transmute's awesome, man. It, like, mages, they do get a bonus. Yeah, the other awesome thing is mana regeneration now. I created a new thing called Rift Bloom Tea, and if you drink it, it actually puts a 2-minute buff on you that every 5 seconds will replenish mana over time. So it's not a lot. Every 5 seconds, it depends on your magic tier. If you're tier 1, it's 1 mana every 5 seconds, but it's just one shot of it. Takes a hit, like a little hit of temporal stability, right? Like it takes, like, there's a cost to it. It lowers your hunger a little bit, but it does heal you for like half a point of damage just because it can. And it's just a mana over time buff, and non-mages can also brew this. You could like cold brew it. I really wanted Lipton, like the Lipton tea, or maybe like an Arnold Palmer or something. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make some tea in the game to give seeds more meaning. But there's a lot. There is an awful lot in this update. It's a completely different mod, pretty much. Same, like, things will be familiar, but they all work different, probably. Probably. I'm excited for it. Is that about how big of a space you need for endgame magic? No. R.I.P. Necromancy. What do you mean, R.I.P. Necromancy? I want some, like, necro... I'm actually on my list of things to do. I want, like, necro armor. It's coming. It's coming. There's a reason why I put so much love into Corpse Explosion. I want to make like a Drain Life spell as well, but I gotta be careful. I can't make things like that super good, right? Like, it can't be like the best of the best, because I want people to use all the magic, so balance is going to be a big thing. Let's go back into this world. Oh, you know what? Cancel. Let's go into another world. So what I'm going to be doing in this stream with the... I got about 30 minutes more. This was not designed to be a long stream, but at least a stream. I'm going to... I don't know, what do I want to do? I'm kind of at the phase right now where I can... I could just... It's really about testing spells. Let's make it daytime. Summon Light. That's another spell I wanted to look at. I don't like the current Summon Light spell. Let's just look at the other spells, though. Oh, an interesting thing is, so for instance, let me pull out a scroll here. Let's do a damaging one, Fireball 3, right? So that does 18 points of damage per shot. Let me go into... Oh, here it is. So the Codex of Destruction, it actually modifies, like, all of these stats will be able to modify your spell scrolls as well. So some of this stuff may actually be, it's not just for mages. Like, if you're a non-magic user, but you have a friend who's just giving you a bunch of scrolls and stuff, you could still use, like, not the mage armor, but these bracelets and necklaces and stuff that I made to increase the stats of your spell scrolls. So that was a little touch that I wanted in there. Summon Light, make it as a pet as requested. You mean... Hold on, let me get it out. Oh, so you mean like the wisp that I created? You mean this little guy that kind of lumbers around? Look at him, Mr. Fuzzy Nuts. Yeah, there we go. That's the perfect name. And he just kind of floats. So yeah, I did do that. The next step too is I want to give these guys, they do have inventories technically, but I want to give them the logic to be able to pick up items as well. and see how that works out. And then from there, I can give them, you know, special AI tasks and stuff to, you know, maybe like within an area, you know, do like gardening or farming, or, you know, cut down trees and plant trees, or, you know, things like that. Nefastu, hello, finally caught you live. Yep, I kind of zip in and out here. Usually after work is when I get a little time to live stream. And we got a new follower, Lil Akat. I'm horrible with names. Thank you for the follow. How many pets can you have out at once? Only one. Right now you can have only one pet out at a time, and that was by design. It used to be as many as you could summon, but I also have to keep in mind that some people run servers and stuff on potatoes, and all of those are technically entities that would be in a chunk, right? So for the same reason why you don't want someone, you know, having 50 chickens or something in one little coop, I probably I didn't want to make waves with people, so it's only one. There we go. Oh, I never hit summon. I don't know why. I always go for the golden fox. There we go. Summon. This was the original Fuzzy Nuts. All right, let's do some spells here. Oh, there a couple new systems too. Like this is the Crucible. How you can make some things a lot easier. Yeah, there's just a lot, like the gateway that you see over there for teleportation. Yeah. How many pets can? Oh, okay, I got that. How are you planning to make a summoner archetype? Let you have out maybe a few. I don't know if it's really. I wouldn't consider it an archetype. I think it would be that's what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure what the future of that holds, because honestly, a summoner is going to be pretty powerful, you know, like having an expendable pet you could just send in somewhere, that's going to trivialize a lot of things, and that's going to, like, that alone is going to make a lot of my spells obsolete. So I don't know what it's going to look like yet. I don't know. I'm going to need, again, right, like that's when I get to that point, feedback, right? Like people in the Discord, you know, anyone could pitch an idea at any time. The alpha chat, we've been having a lot of polls and stuff in there, so you know, it's just I just need like ideas, like, you know, an idea is cool, but how's it gonna work right in this game? So I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what that is. Fuzzy Nuts, hey Gravity Cat, you know, Fuzzy Nuts there. Oh yeah, look at him just sleeping, curled up. Good boy or girl. No, Fuzzy Nuts, you're probably a guy. Let's see, a fellow Ashes of Creation enjoyer. I've been looking at it myself. It looks pretty good. I'm eager to see how they, like, it looks like they had fixed some things. You know, I could talk about that later. I only got so much time to live stream. I'll talk about it later though. But I am pleasantly surprised with Ashes of Creation. Like I haven't ground out a lot of stuff, but just like the general feel and the fact that like they're not done yet, I think it's awesome. It's been a while since I got excited about something like that. I see, that's understandable. Me and my buddies are summoner players, so we like to have a few buddies. Trust me, I'm like EverQuest, Magician, right? EverQuest 1, Magician, Necromancer. EverQuest 2, I had max level Conjurer and Necromancer. I even tried out the what was it, like not the Warden, they had the one where it was like the Construct, right, that I forgot the name of the class. I didn't play it long. Normally if I can be a summoner, like Final Fantasy 14, yeah, right, you know, of course, summoner. I remember Final Fantasy 11 being a summoner, like having to like go into the plane of like the elementals and having to like beat the bosses like by yourself. Trust me, that's why I'm like, oh, Necromancer stuff, you know. I actually have a skeleton model for a minion that's just like in reserve. All right, let's, you know, I did not come up with a way to get ancient markers yet. So the inert versions of these, I'm thinking, why not just transmutation? Right? You could blast this with transmutation and it will convert it into the inert version of it. Because the idea at first was cleansing light, right? Like you could hit it with cleansing light and it would like drop, you know, the thing for you. But cleansing light, like so there's a fundamental difference between transmutation and cleansing light. Cleansing light takes your point and then it does it's a bubble around you. And what it does is it looks for entities. It's off of the block mesh system. So blocks are invisible to it. It just looks for like item entities, rifts, you know, anything that, like rifts technically are not an entity, but it's still within that dome. I can detect them. Transmutation works on the grid. So you'll cast it, it hits something, and then it affects the blocks, but entities and stuff are invisible to it. So, and its foundation, cleansing light here, like this spell does not affect blocks at all, right? So that's why I'm like, ooh, you know, like I don't think I want to write all of that extra stuff like into cleansing light. Like, so I'm like, well, why not transmutation? Not only that, cleansing light version 1 is a tier 2 spell, so you already have to be pretty deep in magic and then get lucky to discover the spell as well, you know. So there's a lot, you know, kind of going against you before you can even get something like this. Having it be transmutation, I think that's cool because you pretty much decide, do you have this as an item, right? Do you research it? Do you break it to get the loot, or do you collect it to display? I think for golems, they should be just like housemates, basically. Pick up stuff, put it away, but they would be tied to an anchor block that they have an AoE where the golem could interact with. They have an active mode where it actually is doing stuff and it consumes essence while on. And then you could turn it off and it goes away. That's actually, it's funny you mention that. That is the golem system that I was talking about. That's pretty much how I would design it to be. Like the thought was you would have like the anchor block kind of put down. I guess I'll use this as an example. And I was going to go a bit further with it. So depending on the rune stones that you had under the anchor block would dictate the range, right? And then you would put in like your, not clay golem, right? But you know, this was very Thaumcraft kind of themed. But you would put your minion in there, right? And then you would set it to do a certain task, and it would just look in the area. Like if it saw something like this ready to harvest, the minion would, you know, it would be sitting on top while it was running, and it would go over, right? Because it would be in harvest mode, and it would break this, and if there was a seed, it would replant it, and then it would go back over, right? And then deposit whatever it was in the inventory, and then just wait idly again. You know, and then, you know, like I may put some things in where it kind of wanders around, because really it would be the anchor block making the decisions and then relaying that information over to the minion to, you know, traverse to those coordinates to do whatever the action was that they were going to do. So that is how I was going to do that. I like the idea of having like golem cores and stuff. So like you can enhance your minion, maybe enhance the speed and stuff, but again, right, that would be a whole new system. I still have soul magic and lunar magic to do as well. So there is definitely, I want to put the mana potion system in. That often gets missed in my conversations. But no, you were spot on. That's how I would be doing like a task oriented minion, you know, or familiar. Seems like they're a really good idea. Yeah. Having a golem in a greenhouse farming, and then one storeroom full of trunks and crates where it sorts. Yeah. The range of things you said is exactly what I was typing. It's good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Why don't, yeah. All right. So I guess for now, I want to accomplish something here. I'm going to make the ancient markers. Here, let's pull up a couple things here. So these are all the inerts. There we go. So basically the unstable version of these, I am going to have these, see how this is researchable. I could research this with Meditation Insight, gain like, I think it's 3 mana permanently. It would consume this and I won't be able to break it to get loot, or I could break this with a pick and get a bunch of random things. Sometimes you get spell scrolls too, like you could find a Fireball 3 in there or something. So it's pretty neat, You could get pets from these as well. They're rare drops, but you could find them. But yep, and see, there was no anchor, so it just decided to go away. So let's have transmutation convert these into inert ones. That way there's a way to get these in the game. All right, so to do that, we're gonna have to come down to behaviors. Here we go, transmutation. Let me go into scroll down. I want to put it in a specific section. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the basic interactions section. Copy. I need a new mouse. My mouse is like squeaking. It's literally falling apart. And I think my keyboard's starting to go too. Like, I'm looking at things, I'm like, that was another mistake. Like, I'm like, I know I typed it out right, but it was not right. Eventually, I got to get a new keyboard. All right, so for transmutation, let's pull out the block types here. And these are going to be stations. Here we go. Ancient marker. So what I'm going to do is copy, paste. We're going to put in unstable as well. So that's the ancient marker. We also have the monolith. Copy, paste, paste. Let's see. We have the spire. Or pylon I should do next. And then spire. So if it's any one of those blocks, I will want... Oh, what position? Not last code part. I want first code part. I want to change this to type, because it's not really a side, it's going to be a type. All right, and then first code part in the first position. And then we're going to change the block to get block. Let's see, there's a more efficient way of doing this. I think what I can do is get rid of this. And I could just do block variant, or no, block a code with variant. And then we're going to put in, actually it's called state. And then we can put in type. Damn it, that should read state too. There we go. Paste that in. And then we're going to send the change packet. Which, you know what? I don't think we really need to do. I think what I would just need to do is drop this. I think I want to delete the block. There we go. I think I want to delete the block and then, like, I don't know. Let's just check this out, because I may have to do more to this. So let's put this down. Let's get a staff. You know, let's use the new priest staff. Let me get an orange priest staff. Because why not? Boom. Alright, so I should be able to do transmutation. Let's do a reload. So it looks like I need to send a packet for this. Oh. Duh. I never, I got the first code part. I didn't want to do that. It just made a copy of itself. I want this to be permanent. I want to swap with permanent. Alright. Ancient monolith to inert ancient monolith. There we go. So that should stay forever. If I break it, yep, I get something that I can pick up here. If I put it back down, it is indeed an ancient monolith. I can't meditate on it or do anything. It is just a display block. I may end up doing something where you could reactivate these, but at least getting these, right? At least getting these is all right. Man, do I have this on random? No, I don't. There we go. Now it's on random. After this song. Ah, disappeared. All right, so you got that. You'll cast transmutation on it. Boom. Good. So that's easy. Logitech 502 Lightspeed. Man, I got this like Razer, the Death Adler Elite. It's good mouse. I like basic mice. I don't like the ones with like all the buttons and shit on it. I want a mouse to be a mouse. That's what I want. All right, so you can break these now. Hooray! I feel like I want to. I maybe want to change how it drops. Because you could break it as an admin and it just drops the item. But I guess I'll do that later. My wall of markers. Alright, so that has been added. Let me get rid of some of this, like Cleansing Light, Fireball, Ancient Monolith. I don't need those. I don't need any of these other things here. I'll keep the staff. Summon Light. Ah, that's like the last spell I have to look at. So I guess we'll make it dark. So I had a great, I love how my Devouring Void turns on. So with this spell, I have it as an entity. And you shoot it, right? And then it sticks to a surface. And then it stays there for, I think I have it set right now, depending on the tier. It's like so many days. So many in-game days. I gotta add an animation, but I don't think I even want it to look like this. What I envision here is that you cast the spell onto a surface, like this surface here, and then it turns it into like a block. So like it takes up a block space. In the middle would be, I think I want to turn it into a shader, right? And then it would just be like, it would be in its own like it becomes like a block, right? A block entity when you cast it. A little ball of light that just kind of chills there. That was the thought. I mean, the way it works right now, I guess it's not bad. I could add a spin to it. But you can't really get rid of it. Oh, it looks like that one didn't last long at all. And I think that was the version 3. So the spell needs some work. I haven't really worked on this spell at all. But I don't know if it should be an entity like that. Because like you can't break it. You know, I can't like really target it right now. You just gotta wait for it to go away. But you can like place blocks over it, right? So I don't know. I'm looking for ideas for this spell. It needs some love. My thought, what I'm leaning towards was like Ars Magica. Like they had the Summon Light spell, right? And basically you would shoot the little projectile and it would pick like the closest block that, you know, like where it was inside of. and then it would just spawn the, you know, spawn the projectile there, right? But it became a block entity to where if you didn't like it, you could just boop, break it, and it just explodes a little bit and you're good to go. I don't know. I may actually need to think on this a little bit more. Starting with why the animation, like the spinning animation, stopped on it. I don't know why that stopped. I guess ultimately though, I could turn summon light into, you know, like the block that follows you, right? Like the pet that I have. That could be the summon light spell. And it's just like in just the floating orb that like follows you around, like the little will-o-wisp that follows you. So I don't know. I could do that too. I don't know. Any suggestions at all? Would be cool to make it a shader. Definitely would be cool. Oh yeah, that's right. This is linked over here. Let's go back to world spawn. Ooh. I gotta wait for my gateway exhaustion debuff to wear off before I could use the gateway again. There we go. All right. So this is my world spawn here. I think I want to go over here. Oh, I forgot that I had this guy over here. I totally forgot about that. What did I want to do over here? I don't even know. Really, the only thing preventing me from releasing version 16 of the alpha is this spell. Because I'm like, I don't know if I should like kill the spell off. I don't know if the spell should be like the pet that follows you, but then it would, you know, it would be better as a pet, right? I don't know. No idea. I'm not getting any response, any feedback. Sag. Man. Let me cast a spell again. To see how it feels. Right? So it's right there. I mean, I thought it would be better if it was like, I mean, it would be similar to this, right? Maybe it wouldn't have that much death. Oh, you know, the problem though is if I want to turn it into a shader, that's going to be hard to do. Because I don't know how to move a shader to like this far side of the wall, you know? I could do it with a model easy enough. And then like I would have to have one for the surface and one for like the floor. Ooh. Maybe shader, no. Maybe not so much. If I put a spin on this, I bet it would look pretty good. I'm just gonna talk myself into it. It looked really good. I could give it some particles that kind of emit from it a little bit as it spins around. Right? Could be pretty good. I think the spell should spawn a light source on a block for an extended period, depending on the level of the spell. What light level does it emit? Each one's different. I think it's like 12 something and like maybe 18 or 20. I don't know, but each one does have its own amount. So all right, let me think about this, because I think I have a version. Let's look at this. Work in progress disabled. That's the old Rift Plume T. That's the summoning anchor. I want to make it to where you summon like the mini bosses and stuff. That's what that summoning anchor's for. Hey, there it is. Summon light. Let's do true. Let's bring this back in. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum. Oh, another thing. I was gonna post this in the Rustbound Magic Alpha Discord chat, but I'll ask you here. I got 2 spells. Let me pull them out here. We got summon. We got the summon portal, and we have the summon void vault. Right there. Whoops, not right there. There it is. We got these 2 summon spells. Should the blocks... Well, probably not summon portal. I think summon portal is a special thing itself. I want it to... I don't think I want you to be able to get a permanent version naturally in the game. Server admins, there is a permanent version, and they can put it in their town squares or whatever. Really, it's the Void Vault. So the Void Vault is pretty much my version of the Minecraft Ender Chest. And, you know, you can kind of store your items unique to there. Then you go to another Void Vault and you have your inventory still there. Should this be craftable? There is a permanent version. Again, like server owners can put it in their like world spawns and stuff. But I don't know if this should be, because it's through a spell right now where you could summon this thing. But I don't know if you should be able to like make it a permanent thing. So I don't know. Like the ball. Make it spin, have particles would be cool too. I think I'd need to be longer to be useful. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I haven't touched this spell since it was broken in like what 5-10 releases of like the regular version of this mod. Like it's just a spell I haven't really come back to. So I think it would be better if it was like an actual projectile here, or an actual block, which we should have. Oh man, I gotta find it. Did it actually load? Oh, did not find shape, summon light orb, Jason. Ooh. All right, let's look at the block. So where did I throw this thing? where did I put this shape? I know it's changed. Let's look at our shapes, blocks. Where was it? Oh, it was just in the root here. I guess it's not anymore. Oh, you know, oh no, I did not put it in there. I was gonna say probably spells, but no, that would make too much sense. I got nothing in there to sort. I don't think I classified it as an item. I know I got one around here. Items, spells? No, that's a grimoire. Runic scrolls. All right, you know what? We're just gonna use the I'm gonna make another. Here, we're gonna log out. I'm just gonna make a new thing because I kind of want to redesign it anyways. We're gonna quit. For now, it's gonna look like a void vault, or better yet, let me look at the entity. Entity projectile summon light orb. Entity summon light orb. All right, I can find that. All right, so entities summon light orb. Copy that. Let's go into blocks, spells, paste that in. Summon light orb, save that. Gonna close this out, head back into here, so it's gonna be blocks slash spell slash summon light orb. And let's take a look at it here. What textures? Is it just all material 2? I think it is. Oh, we got a material 1 in there as well. Material 2 and material 1. Which, funny enough, I already have the keys for right here. So let's go back into the item that I just re-enabled. And here are the textures. Look at that, I just had glow. What a noob I was. Total noob. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to make this to where it would have elemental colors as well. I don't think I'm going to go that deep with it. We're just going to stick with the classic none. And we'll wildcard it in. There we go. All right, we're going to rebuild, hop back in. Magic things are more magical when they have particle effects. Yeah, right. What do these two things do? A magical array of some kind that stabilizes the vault and makes it permanent or semi-permanent as long as the array intact. Might be neat. That's interesting. That's a good idea. Maybe I could throw in something where like it gets anchored by a connection to like the ley line system or something, right? The essence. That'd be neat. I think the Void Vault should be a stationary one with a base and stuff. And that stationary one has a larger storage. And the special inventory for the one you can summon. Oh, so you're talking about making two Void Vaults, pretty much. Like the Void Vault and then like an extended Void Vault. I don't know. I think like a Void Vault hub as a main part, then Void Vault branches, which are the ones you can summon. Well, I don't want to get too crazy with this, right? This isn't like an inventory management kind of thing. Like I just wanted some extra space. Is that fucking polar bear really gonna stay there? All right, sir. I remember this polar bear has been annoying me. You will be granted the sweet release. Yes. May this be a lesson to you, Panda Bear. Stop trying to kill me every time I hop out of admin. There we go. Got rid of that problem. Like a true mage. Make branches plural because one person can have one ID. One, I'd assume. Yeah, each person right now, they have their own Void Vault storage, right? So if both of us look at the Void Vault and we can use it at the same time, you can't see each other's inventory or mess with anything. It's just your personal inventory. But see, making a Void Vault, like if it's a permanent item, it shouldn't be a spell. You know, at that point. Like if it's just something you can like craft, there's no reason for it to be a spell. The spell is kind of a cool idea of like, hey, you know, there's a mage, right? And you can open up like dimensional storage, you know, and place items into it, and then, you know, have a mage or someone do dimensional storage spell again, right? Open up the Void Vault, and then you can, you know, retrieve your items and stuff. Or people like in a server, right? The idea was I made a permanent version, so people like to make hubs in servers and do their role playing and everything, and having one of these blocks as like a bank is a really cool idea, because you could have like these stationed around, like make yourself a little role playing bank, and then have it to where like people can go back in town, right? Like go back to your hub or interact with people in the shops and stuff, and then like store their items. But then a mage can tap into that network system to make one of those things anywhere, right? So you being a powerful mage means you no longer have to like run back into town, or you could open up the portal, shove a bunch of things in, load yourself up, and then head into town, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, depends on how you want to use it, but what would happen to the items if the spell breaks? Your items just get saved to your inventory. That's all. And then the Void Vault's a temporary thing. Like when you summon it, it stays out for so many minutes, and you can configure that right now in the configs. So, you know, you would have to, I think I upped the default to like 5 minutes it stays out. in the world, in existence. I think so anyways. Let me double check that, because I have a text document over on the other screen here, and it is on there, but I don't have it checked off, so let me double check that. This is the Void Vault Time to Live. Ooh, I never did that. There we go, times 5. Done. So it lasts five minutes. You know what? I'll do that. I'll go ahead and do that for the summon portal as well. Get a twofer here. All right, let's go into the configs. Duration. Well, I guess technically I'd have to put 300 in here because I have it all in seconds. There we go. So yes, it is now 5 minutes. It is now 5 minutes. You can also get scrolls from people as well. Rift opens in front of you. I love the guttural sounds that I put with this too. Love it. That low hum. But yeah, like if I put an item in, like I'll show you, right? Put an item in and then break it and then resummon. My item's still there. Right? So when that spell disappears, my items are safe. If I was in the middle of using it, like if I had it open, I have it to where as soon as the item slot changes, it saves it, right? So you don't have to worry about, oh, I was putting it in and now an item's lost in the void. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to have something for D&D. They have the lore of like the Bagman. Like every time you open up like the bag of holding, right? Like it's a creature that like lives in there. It'd be kind of cool if something like that happened. I already have an idea. I want to make my own hero brine for Magic. I think I have like Zarathos, or like I have a couple names, but I would love to, like, since you peered beyond the veil, something peers back. It just is like, it's this like void, like rust, otherworldly, like eldritch monster entity. kind of like the big giraffe, right? When you're the Dave, right? Thunderlord Dave. Maybe a silly question. If I'm playing with a friend and I summon a Void Vault, would they be able to interact with it and have their own inventory? Yes. That is 100% yes. A high level, you could pay a high level mage to come over and summon a Void. It's the same thing with the portals too. The teleportation portal that I created, when you walk into it, it's a mage portal from WoW pretty much, right? So you can anyone who walks into it will be sent to the point in which they their spawn point is set, right? Wherever they use the temporal gear, they would teleport back to there. If they do not have a place to teleport back, you go back to the world spawn. But yeah, you can like walk into this thing and boop. This is the world spawn. But yeah, anyone could walk into it. So these are items that high level mages can make for people to like interact with things. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. I think they look pretty cool. Been doing a lot more with shaders. But yeah. Hello Crypt. Would be amazing. Some eldritch being lives inside. Yeah. The thing that I love is I love survival. Give me a reason to make a spear and get armor and research magic, right? To get powerful attack magic and to do these things. Give me a reason to do that. You know, so like I in my one creatures mod, I have it to where like when you go into a bed and sleep, there's a chance that you summon a wraith, right? Like little things like that. I would love to do something like that. Like you have a chance of like, I don't know, you know, and then it's like, well, do you lose a little temporal stability when you use it, right? Does it because you're reaching into the void technically for this. Like, does that affect your temporal stability? Does that have any negative effects on you, on your biology? How difficult would it be to make a portal see-through where you can actually see the other side? It's difficult enough to where I don't know how to do it or even where to start. It would be great for like Riftwalker. That spell, it's pretty much a short-range blink that can blink you through a solid object like that. Like, I can blink through walls. The problem is you can blink into a wall as well, and then you'll get stuck. And you can, I think when you're not admin, you take suffocation damage, so you could kill yourself if you don't know the length of a, like, width of a wall. You teleport into it. I thought it was a neat spell, so I kept it in there. Oh, these are all the pets you can acquire here. I think starting with the bear going down to here. You know what? I think actually, yeah. You can also get these sentries as well. Yeah, they're right there. I got a couple versions of each here. But yeah. Yeah, that's an amazing feature. Yeah, would require skill to be masterful mage. Yeah, definitely. All right, so I'm kind of past my time a little bit. But I like these streams, right? Get some ideas. Like, when I do these streams, it's not about mass producing a lot of, you know, things and like writing code and stuff, because that takes concentration. But this is really about like showing where the mod is. Oh, and we never got to a topic. So another thing is they're utility blocks, right? I'll leave with this. They're utility blocks, and it was suggested by someone in the chat, right? To be able to have utility block that would silence spellcasters around it, right? So you would get the silence debuff, which makes it to where you cannot cast spells within that area while that block was running, right? So for the whole role-playing thing, like if you have an area where you don't want people to use magic for whatever reason, you can activate that block, and a mage within that sphere of influence would get silence debuff. So that's something that I wanted to get more feedback on, and that's what we're talking about in the Discord. I'm gonna pop the Discord in here. For right now, again, for any of the supporters, a lot of these conversations are in the special Discord chat for the supporters. But that's probably what we're going to talk about tonight again, because I have the debuff system in. Like, for instance, if I do slash GM1, right? So like rust sickness. Right, so this is rust sickness now. If you look at the top, it's a 2-second debuff, right? So when you walk away, it starts ticking down, right? But I could easily put silence and stuff in there too. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, the update's really coming along. Yeah, love it. That's great. Yeah, this is the new version of this mod. It's a complete rewrite. It is feeling freaking awesome. I can't wait to play it in the community server here. That's why I'm just trying to like do as much as I can. That should be tiered, meaning higher tier mage could bypass the spell block. Yeah, I could add things like that too. See, that is really good. It would be a utility block, so it would focus on runestones. So if you are a higher tier mage than the runestone that's applying the debuff, you don't get affected by it. I like that, right? So it takes more to to actually silence a high level mage. It's going to take more resources. I like that. All right, let's find someone to raid. Let us find someone to raid. Let's go to Twitch. Vintage Story. Who do we got? That person is not playing Vintage Story. That is an awful lot of anime booba. Like, holy crap. Holy crap. Hey, Permadeath. Let's give him a raid. The old cat cam. Feel bad. I'm going to have to raid and run because I've been irresponsible. Bernardo, you're just in time. /raid. Permadeath. Permadeath's doing some interesting stuff. Like they're pretty much on the whole you die once, you delete your character, and they're pursuing magic, right? I'm like, oof, you poor soul. You're gonna die a lot. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. It's actually somewhat balanced. Yeah. We've been doing a lot of work, right? I'm adding more stats, more attributes. Alpha 16 is going to be available to my supporters, right in the Discord chat. Yeah, a lot to look forward to. I think maybe tonight I'll be able to get Alpha 16 out. I don't think I'm going to work on Summon Light. Or I won't have that be what holds up Alpha 16, because there's a lot of sweeping changes in Alpha 16. The changelog for it is pretty enormous already with the amount of work I've done. But thanks so much for watching. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Later tonight, I'll hop into the Discord chit chat and just do a screen share. I have like a personal stream, and people can come in if they want and, actually talk to me, not through stream, but, ask me whatever questions they want and see what I'm working on. But thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later.